Hello and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Emeka. I'm a banker working in London, and on my channel we talk about banking, finance, productivity while trying to live a fit and healthy lifestyle. So welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. And this video is part of the IBD Q&A series, where more or less you guys send me some questions on Instagram, in my comments on YouTube, and literally I'll reply to your question directly with a video. So let's get started. The first question is, who is my role model? And obviously the most cliche answer is, it's my dad. Everyone says it. Who's your role model? It's my dad, it's my mom, it's my granddad, it's my grandma, it's my uncle. But let's be honest, who is actually my role model? It's still my dad, and I'll explain why. He literally came from nothing. When people say nothing, they mean maybe they lived in a 3-bed house that was quite small and they didn't have a Rolls Royce growing up or a Porsche growing up. My dad literally came from, think about the village in Africa. He literally came from a village in southeast Nigeria and did well for himself. So he's 100% my role model. But why? Because he has most of the characteristics I want to embody within myself. Discipline, confident, has some money. And overall, I think he is a great man. But on the flip side, I don't want every single attribute my dad has, because us as humans, we have the yin and the yang. We have the good and the bad, and that's with everyone. My dad, my mom, your dad, your mom, your uncle, the priest, everyone has a vice. Everyone has something about themselves they wish they could change or improve. But the problem with role models, especially in the social media age, is people sort of give their dad, their mom, their uncles, celebrities this god level status where they can't do any wrong, where they should be 100%, I don't know, this way. Your parents are just people. Celebrities are just people. The problem becomes when we want Rihanna to be a role model, or Kim K, or any celebrity, and you found out that they did some effed up shit in the past, and you're like, no way, I want to cancel them, but they're just people. Like, that's how I see them. And you don't need to have just one role model. I think people behave this way because they want to make sure they can find everything they want in one role model. You could have 20 role models. I have a different fitness role model, from a finance one, from a business one. Like, people are very different. People have attributes they're very good at. So don't feel the need to try and box yourself into having just one role model. The next question is more or less asking me what to do when you feel distracted when studying. Let's think about it. You can only be distracted via 3 avenues: the work, your environment, and your mental. If any of those 3 is affected, then you become distracted. If the work is too hard, or if it's too easy, then it's very easy to get distracted. If your environment is not good, if there's music playing in the background, or you're trying to study while you're at the pool in Dubai and you see all the girls around, of course you're not gonna fucking study. Like, your environment is not right. But also, if your mind is actually not in the work you're doing, again, your environment could be great. You could be in the library, quiet. The work could be not too easy, but also not too hard, just challenging enough. But if your mental isn't there, you will not be able to study. And I have to think about this question very hard, because online there's several ways to say how to get yourself to study more effectively, how to make work less boring. And the truth is, I can't give you any groundbreaking advice. Let's tackle the environment, because that's very easy. You want your environment to be free from distractions. Phone, definitely not on your table. The mere fact that you can see your phone makes you more likely to pick it up. So put the phone away. Like, you'll not die if you don't use it. And in fact, I would say put the phone in your bag, zip it up. If you're home, put the phone upstairs. Make there some friction for you to actually get the phone. Also, I believe a clear workspace allows me to focus a lot more. So try and keep your workspace very clean. There's a reason why I have a very minimal desk setup. I don't want a lot of stuff, a lot of clutter on my desk. And also when you're studying or doing deep work, make it very clear to people not to disturb you. This could be in the office, this could be in the library. Like, make it very clear. Put your headphones in, someone taps your shoulder, you're like, nah, I'm currently working. Let's speak in 20-25 minutes. Now that's your environment. In terms of the work itself, there's definitely studies showing if the work is too easy, then you find it hard to focus. And also if it's too hard, you also find it very hard to focus. But not all work is just in the middle. Not all work is just right. There are a lot of very mundane tasks. admin, looking at your finances, even some stuff at work, very, very mundane. You have to get it done. Also at work, there's some tasks that are very hard to do. Some analysis requires so much thinking that you just want to actually get out of that place because it's way too hard. It's requiring way too much energy, so you try and escape it. My advice to you is try and remember why you are doing that task. Try and remember that task is part of something bigger. If, for example, you're doing some random life admin and it's like, oh, I hate this. Just try and remember that the life admin task you're doing is part of a bigger picture. It's part of your life. The more organized you can be, ultimately, the better person you can be. The same at work. When you find out the work is way too difficult, remind yourself that this task I'm doing, the fact that it's so difficult means that if I succeed in it, it will definitely be a very big achievement. Constantly remind yourself why you're doing this thing. Always try and do that when you find yourself getting distracted. Now, that's sort of linked to the mental aspect. Ultimately, you just have to understand that, hey, shit needs to get done. Everyone is very distracted until it's the day before your work is due to your manager. And all of a sudden, you get this monk mode level of focus. It's quite crazy, but I understand. We as humans find it very hard to focus. So what I'll say is try and take advantage of when you're in the zone. When people are working, it gets to a period where the level of focus you have is so unmatched. And that's the worst time to actually try and go for coffee or take a shit. Hold that shit. Like literally hold it in and get the work done, because when you're in the zone, when you're in that tunnel vision, you can get so much work done a lot quicker. That's what I'll say on the subject. Okay, so the next question is a fitness question. So the question is, how long do you bulk and cut for? So bulk meaning put on some muscle, cut meaning shedding some fat. It's a very hard question because obviously everyone is different. Everyone is special. We're all special. We're not. Most people are more similar than they would like to admit. Let's talk bulking first. A lot of people try to make this seem a lot harder than it is. This is literally how you bulk. You take your body weight up over a prolonged period of time while increasing your strength. That's it. But there's some key tips you should do when you're bulking. When you want to start bulking, you want to have a very lean starting point. That's the first thing. If your starting point is shit, your bulk will be a waste of time, more times than not. Secondly, you want to be in a very slight surplus, especially if you're natural. Most of you watching me will be natural, so you don't want a big calorie surplus. You want to find your maintenance, let's say it's 3K, and add an extra 200 calories to that, and try and get strong while eating 3.2K. Over a prolonged period of time, it could be 1 month, 6 weeks. You have to be the judge of that, or you get a coach, which I do. I coach people. Over that time frame, your goal should be, with this new food, you try and increase your bench press, your squats. You want to get stronger at every single movement. Now, let's say you put on 20 kilos on the bench and that stalls over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Then again, increase your food and try and take your body weight up, because once your body weight is going up, you should be able to get stronger. And now your bench will go from 60, you added an extra 5 kilos, initially 65, that stalled. Now you added extra food, your bench now goes from 65 to 75, and you repeat that process. At the same time, you need to be watching the mirror. There's a school of thought. Should you dirty bulk or clean bulk? Should you go all out, get very big and fluffy, or should you try and stay lean-ish? It's hard because I went on a dirty-ish bulk. I got up to 125 kilos and then my cut down was to 89. But I went from 83 in 2018 to 125 in 2021. So that was more or less what? 3 years of bulking. So inevitably, I was going to put on a lot of size because over 3 years. Imagine you trying to put on 15 kilos in like a year or like a year and a half. It wouldn't go well. Now, to answer the question directly, if you're natural, which is most of you watching this, your bulk should be at least 8 months. Hands down. At least 8 months you should spend bulking. Now, if you're watching this and you have very good genetics, I'm talking top tier genetics, like I don't have to explain it to you. You'll look at yourself and you look at other people and you'll know your genetics are very good. You could spend maybe 4 months, 5 months bulking, even 3 months, because you have very good genetics. But most people, 8 to 12 months is the minimum time you spend bulking. In terms of dieting down or cutting, how long should you cut for? You cut till you're happy with how your physique looks. Do not put a time frame on cutting unless you have a show you're trying to prep for. If you just want to get lean for summer, you want to start a lot earlier. Now, most of you watching this want to be lean for July. Your cut should start in March, to be honest with you. March, April, May, June. 4 months, that's 4 months. That's what? 16 weeks. More or less, you need around 12 to 20 weeks to cut very well. I think most people don't realize you need a lot of time to actually lose that fat and keep your muscle. You want your cut to be slow and steady, so that way you maintain your gym performance while taking your body weight down slowly. That's how you bulk and cut. And cheeky plug, if you want to be coached by me, drop me a DM or leave a comment in this video and I'll give you a message. And yeah, we can talk. I will get you into the best shape of your life. I promise. If you're doing a video so far, please drop a comment about what you've learned or anything you want me to improve on or what you want me to talk about in my next video. The next question is what to do when you feel overwhelmed or stressed in university or even at work. Let's make this apply to even at work. So what to do when you feel stressed and overwhelmed. The first thing to do is take a deep breath. Calm yourself down. If you're jittery, go to a room by yourself and just calm yourself down. Then what do you do next? You need to ask yourself, why do I feel overwhelmed or stressed? There are more or less 3 reasons why you could feel overwhelmed or stressed. It could be you have a lot on your plate, but you know how to get it done. It could be you have stuff to do, which you don't know how to get done. And also it could be you have a lot to do and you know how to do it, but don't know how to get started. So let's tackle each of them very differently. If you have a lot on your plate, but you know how to get it done, just try and list out all the tasks you have to do. Rank them in difficulty from hard to easy. Rank them in importance from super important to not that important. If the task is hard and is important, put that in the morning because then you have the most energy, and try and time block your day with each task. Once it gets to like 12 p.m, don't put any hard task again in your calendar. Now put an easy or less important task from like 1 p.m. and then go to the next day. Again, schedule the hard and important task in the morning. And for me, every day at 8 p.m, I more or less have a reminder saying, plan your day. And literally planning my day involves this exact process. Now, the next reason you can feel overwhelmed is you have something to do, but you don't know how to do it. You're at university, you have an exam, but you've not read. What do? Well, you have no choice, right? You need to try and take action. If your exam is in a week and you've not read the module the whole term, then all you can do is try and read the best you can and try and retain as much info as you can. There's no other advice to give you, to be honest. You're kind of screwed if you're in that bucket. Now, sometimes as well, it could be you have a lot to do, you know how to do it, but you lack direction. You don't know how to start. Again, like I said, try and schedule those tasks and start with the hard task that's very important. And when you're in university, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed and there's nothing wrong with it. It just depends on how you react. The goal of university should be to prepare you for the real world. And trust me, guys, I'm 27. Uni at 18 was bliss. Like, let me cut the voice. Like, uni was very good. And at times, it felt like I was drowning with work, like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. But trust me, take a deep breath, you'll make it. The same way I felt at uni, I probably felt the same way at GCSEs, same way during college. And when I look back, I'm like, oof, wasn't that big of a deal. In the moment, it's hard, but just realize that you're probably doing more than okay and just stick at it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you found this useful, please drop a like and leave a comment. It definitely goes a long way. See you.